guys, it is Tristan with Nerdut's Newsstand, and I wasn't going to do a video this evening, but I actually saw a really interesting video by Comics Matter with your boy Zach. Now, I listen to his channel quite often and generally agree with about 60% of what he has to say, but this video is the best I have ever seen, and I've talked about Perch's video, I've talked about Thinking Critical's video. Now it's time to talk about Comics Matter with your boy Zach. That's the longest name ever, by the way. So I want to talk a little bit about it. It was called Culture Warriors, and it was talking about the culture war as it is being played out right now. Now, something he described in it was called the Hogan-Piper Paradox. Yeah, that Hogan and that Piper. By the way, takes wrestling so seriously. I remember liking wrestling as a little girl, and sometimes at the end of Monday nights calling my friend and being like, oh my God, Jeff Hardy. Oh my God, Edge. But that was as serious as it got. I knew it was fake, but even so, I find it funny. So basically what he was talking about is his way of looking at the culture war, and I think it's the best way, but I want to add something to it. Now, in this wrestling story, fans of Hogan, 5-year-long fans, super fans of Hogan, where their whole identity surrounded Hulk Hogan, would come, a few days later and be a fan of Roddy Piper. I believe that's his name. And, it was exact opposite characteristic of Hogan. And it was more of a paradox on changing side and describing whether or not the culture war was real, describing what real war was, and basically that the culture war is just another name for nerds fighting with each other. Now, we talked about this a lot. I've said plenty of times, there are disagreements, there are different things said, but the culture war, it's not really real. Yes, there is a lot to it, and there are terrible people on both sides. But the culture war, as most people see it, these giant SJWs are infiltrating comics just to bring it down. No. That's not happening. Or you have also, and we just talked about recently, the Manga warriors, right? Manga's doing so good. Manga is doing so good because it's not woke. No, again, false information. It is just simply because it has that kid market. Anything with the child market is going to do very, very well. Now, another way that he described it was it being a spectator sport, right? And I think that's why I thought this video was so damn good, because that's the best way to describe it. It's a spectator sport. Facts don't matter. Doesn't even matter a little bit. And you have both sides going, oh, well, that side's sheep. Oh, that side's NPC. We have free thought. When on both sides, if you disagree, oh my God, you are probably evil or a traitor or an SJW or a Nazi. I mean, we could just go on and on, right? So even talking about things like facts not mattering, even when placed with the things in front of you, like I did the other day, the biggest study I could find on the demographics of manga, it didn't matter. I was still wrong, right? Because the culture warriors say so. Now, I find this awesome in the best way I can describe it. And even taking it a step further, I would say you talked about, for a while it was fun and it was funny to you. And then you change sides or you hate someone overnight. Now, I actually haven't seen a whole lot of this. Maybe to a point, but I think generally as people, we do evolve, maybe not change, but we evolve. And I think a lot of times, even with myself, I have noticed a change. I was really into comics when I started my channel. I'm still really into comics, but the more I learn and the more I educate myself, the more I realize that a lot of the culture warrior stuff on both sides are incorrect. And it actually kind of meets somewhere in the middle. There's a nuance that's disappeared on the internet, and context never, ever matters. So I thought this was the best way to describe it, but I want to actually take it a little bit a step further than just a spectator sport for bored people, right? It's more like a reality TV show. Everybody at first thought, yeah, this is real. I remember seeing stuff like Survivor and I think Paradise Island or Treasure Island and all of these reality TV shows exploding on TV, and they were real. There was no way, right? They didn't stage any of this, right? None of it was fake, right? I believe it's a spectator sport or a reality TV show because yes, parts of it are real. People get emotions invested. Things are also changed around and things are also set up on purpose. Things are reshot and scripted, but it takes place or takes precedent on your real life. So yes, the things happen, but maybe not in that order. Maybe this happened and maybe we're just going to leave this out because it kind of, makes our side look bad if we leave that in there. So we're going to leave that fact out. It's done quite often. Like you'll see stuff with Titan's show, right? Anna Dwight, she was cast as Starfire. Then you had all these people saying, Starfire was black-coded because she was based off of Naomi Campbell, and no, she wasn't. Yes, I believe it was in Infinite Crisis. The artist actually based his Starfire off her. But the original Starfire was not based off of Naomi Campbell, and she wasn't black-coded. But they're going to leave that out because if they just say it was based off of Naomi Campbell, they weren't technically lying. They just didn't say which version of Starfire. And I think that's where we see the reality TV side of it. We see not only stuff like that being done, that example, but everyone benefits, right? People get entertainment. People get what they're looking for, their confirmation bias. People get that. And then the people behind the screen doing the reshots and the scripting are making a livelihood off it. So yes, it is a spectator sport, but everyone benefits in a way. And I don't think it's necessarily damaging. I do get irritated sometimes with a lot of just blatant lies that are done sometimes. Just like what I just mentioned. That is a blatant lie, but it couldn't be spun like you were told the truth, like you were trying to tell the truth. And it's irritating. But I think the best thing I can say about this is once you take a step back, and I had to do it myself, and it took a lot of lies back probably in November-ish. Take a step back, disconnect yourself from the matrix, and take a look at both sides. Take a look at what's going on. And I do think there is a favorable one in my opinion. But even so, once you take a look at both sides from an outsider's perspective, not from somebody on those sides, you start to realize the hypocrisy. You start to realize the lies. You start to realize the twisting of words. And I know a lot of people won't like me using this as an example, but people going around saying Kevin Smith lied. Kevin Smith lied. Kevin Smith lied. Actually, technically he didn't. If you want to take a look at the original rumor, and I'm talking original rumor here because I didn't follow it after that because I had already decided I was watching that show. So I didn't want spoilers, right? So the original rumor stating something along the lines of Tila has a girlfriend, false, not a girlfriend. Maybe it was gay coded, but not even nearly as much as the original. And that Tila would be a better man or He-Man than He-Man. Not true. None of that was true. So the original rumor was false, but we're still hanging on this. Oh my God, he hurt my feelings. I was mad and he lied. But then turning around and going, oh my God, how could Tila be mad that people lied? Just take a step back and disconnect. Realize what you're saying and realize that if you don't like the show, that's great. But stop giving it, for one, hate views. They love this type of controversy. They absolutely love it. You're hate watching something And then you have the other side of people that are just watching the tornado of videos that are going around, waiting for the dust to settle. Everybody cares more about the outrage than they do the actual show. But it's still getting that light. And it's unfortunate because it happens with so many things. There are so many of us YouTubers, and here's where I'm going to be hypocritical, that bought I Am Not Starfire to review it. Yeah, it was probably dumb. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have given them money for something blatantly not great and not made for me. But I still did because I wanted to take a look at the train wreck in front of me. And that's what we're doing. It may be a spectator sport, but we're all kind of dialed into that reality TV part of it. I don't know. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. I will put the link to his video in the pinned comment and in the description so you can check it out. Honestly, one of my favorite videos from him. I thought it was really well thought out in the way that things were kind of, maybe put in perspective on an actual war. It was really good. So make sure you guys check that out. I will be live tomorrow at 6 p.m. I am doing best and worst comics of the week. And I'm also doing on my community post, if you want to check it out, I'm doing viewer kind of requested topics. So if you want me to talk about He-Man, if you want me to talk about Scarlett Johansson, if you want to talk about Frank Miller, let me know over there because I want to kind of involve everyone. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.